What's going on, guys? It's Epic J, bringing you some Call of Duty World War II, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little simple video. I'm going to be having two videos. It's going to be this one and including another one, but I'm just going to do this simple video real quick. This is just going to help you guys out that actually haven't been able to play the game just yet, or haven't had the opportunity to dig a little deep like I'm about to, because I haven't dug deep either. So we're about to go ahead and get into this thing and go over the basic trainings. The basic trainings that you can pick from. You can only pick one, which really sucks. But before we get into that, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Also, all the support, it's great, and I very welcome it. You know, I'm getting this channel kicked off and try to do things right, and I figured this would be one of the ways to help you guys out. So you can only pick one, and I think there is 21 of them, and I was actually looking that I think there's 3 that's actually available after certain prestiges through divisions, and I'll be able to show you what that is. And I actually have the 3 that I looked up that's locked that I can't read, so I have them looked up right here, so as soon as I get to them I can read them off and we can see exactly what unlocks them. Now, during this video, I'd like for you to go down to the bottom and please comment what basic train do you think works the best for you. Like, do you have like a top 3, or do you just have that one go-to, or do you pick several? And if you do, which ones are they? Which one seems to work for you? I'd really like to know, because I'm going to be experimenting probably over the next couple of days. And then, what are some of them that you think are just absolute ridiculous? Like, why do they even have them? I know that some people are giving us some crap about it, and you know, it stinks that we can only pick one, but I think it makes the game more, I don't want to say easier, but you know, you can't have, you know, 4 souped up people on one team. You know, you get to pick that one thing, and then when you pick the divisions, you have certain things you can go to as well that help you out in that division, and you can top it with the basic training. So I mean, it's cool. It's cool. They kind of simplified it and made it more, I guess you can say, easier, but not too easy. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get the gist of it. It's basically making it to where you can't stack your freaking player. There, I got it. So we're gonna go ahead and go into this basic training. Let's go ahead and go take a look. As you see, I have ordnance on this one, and let's go ahead and go all the way to the top, which is going to be the first one is espionage, which is enemy score streaks and enemies you damage appear on the minimap. I actually used that when the game first came out, and I really didn't recognize the difference, honestly. So I mean, if people have used that and have been able to capitalize on that, that is really awesome. I actually used this one as well, and that's before that I realized they were not anti-lock recon. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and try to blow up a recon plane for like 5 minutes. So I just totally took this one off. I just thought it was absolute BS, and that's the only way you can actually carry a launcher, which kind of stinks too. Then you have requisition. Score streaks do not reset on death, but cost more and can only be earned once. I actually haven't looked into that yet. I believe these 3 are already unlocked whenever the game first opens. So you have the wish to pick any of the 3. And from what I've heard, the cost more is actually a lot more, so it's not like you're just going to go out and just do damage constantly every match. Instincts, warning when targeted off screen, and detect enemy explosive equipment. I would have to say that enemy equipment really hasn't bothered me this game, so I wouldn't see myself using this one. But getting targeted off screen is pretty cool, but from what I've heard, you actually don't know where it's coming from, that it just somehow shows up on your screen, which I think is kind of cool. But you know, I think it will cause you to not necessarily get killed, but it'll make you, like, I don't know, act on instinct and like move somewhere, and then you get shot. You know, you might end up turning around and going right into the person's view or into the better line of sight. Rifleman. Take 2 primary weapons and swap weapons faster. The swap weapons faster is probably pretty good, especially if you have the primary weapons. I really haven't used handguns on here, so me swapping a weapon really isn't needed. I do pick up weapons off the ground. What is it called? Overkill. It was called Overkill in like Modern Warfare and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the same as Overkill. So I would see that one as a pretty cool one. I'd see people using this one for someone that likes to snipe, and then if they want to get a little dirty, they can switch over to their SMG or something like that. For hustle, reload faster and while sprinting, I've actually used this and it works wonders. And yes, it's great. It's just, you know, the sleight of hand, and I've caught myself needing it a lot of times, and I'm probably actually going to go back to this one. Hustle. Lookout. Enemy targets appear from further away and increase the minimap coverage. The minimap on this game is actually very small. It is very small. And it's not the UAV that you're used to. So I would see this really working out for people that really study the map through their minimap. I would really see this working out, and I would see myself actually using this one in the future. For Gunslinger, fire guns while sprinting and diving. I'd catch myself trying too hard if I was to do that, honestly. Trying to fire the guns while sprinting and diving. I mainly just stop and hide behind something, then pop my head up and then start shooting. So I would not ever see me use a Gunslinger. Ordnance, cheaper score streaks, more like a hardwire, an ability to re-roll your own care packages. I actually use this one quite a bit because I always find myself dying right before I get my kill streaks, or score streaks, sorry. So I find myself using Ordnance a lot because I think I want to say UAV or recon plane, sorry, is 500, and whenever you use this, it's like 375. If I'm not mistaken, 375. Yeah. So now we have primed. I've actually used primed, additional primary attachment, and flinch last when shot. Whenever you use primed with an infantry, you'll have 4 attachments, and then you flinch last when shot. This is actually a pretty decent setup. And if you, excuse me. And now that I was thinking about it earlier, if you use primed with something like airborne, that'd probably be pretty awesome because, you know, you'll have, I think you get 2 attachments and then you'd have a 3rd then with primed. And then you have the suppressor, which doesn't, I think, it does not count towards your other 2 that you already get to place on your weapon. So I think that'd be pretty cool to use for the SMGs. Undercover. Kill enemy death locations hidden, and reticles do not change when targeted. I've actually used this quite a bit, and it actually does help out. I've noticed myself doing pretty good in matches because enemies don't know who you are until it's too late when you're already shooting at them. And sometimes they do get you, and sometimes they don't. But the reticles do not change when targeted. I think that one helps you out the most. Serrated. This is something for like an only use me blade type player. You know, take 2 melee weapons as primary. Take a melee weapon as primary and melee faster. I think that'd be pretty awesome. If you've ever felt like just making like a really dumb video, like a montage or something, and you really didn't care for your stats. I mean, I don't care for my stats, but I don't think I'd want to butcher them with that. So I could see myself probably doing this one day if I was just messing around. And then you get your 2 throwing knives and 2 tacticals, which would be pretty cool too. Duelist, take 2 akimbo pistols as a secondary. I think this one's probably going to be a waste because it actually doesn't help you anywhere except for your secondaries. Forage, resupply bullets from killed enemies. That's like scavenger. I could see myself using that, but I actually pick up a lot of weapons and actually do quite well with them. There are times where I pick up sniper rifles. I don't use sniper rifles, but forage I could see being very helpful. But then again, like I said, I do pick up a lot of weapons off the ground, and I do not have a problem with that at all. Bang, 2 frag grenades and an extra piece of tactical equipment. That's pretty nice. I wouldn't see myself using that. Flanker, while moving quickly, hidden from enemy recon aircraft. That right there would probably work great because there's not that many things that hide you from the recon plane. So I could see myself using flanker if I just felt like being a little nasty and just sneaking up on some people. Scoped, while aiming down sights, have less idle sway and move faster. As you see, it does the infantry 4 already grants move the move significantly faster while aiming down sights, so it's a division overlap, so you pretty much be wasting your time with that. Energetic, sprint again sooner and no damage from falling. I actually don't see myself using this because whenever I fall, I make sure I don't have any red on my screen, so I never really ever die from falling, which I think is a plus because I think a lot of the other Call of Duties, it's like you can fall from wherever and you die, but I haven't had that problem, so I wouldn't see myself using this. And then sprint again sooner, the time lapse between you sprinting again has been minimized. So that's pretty cool. So now we have Hunker, which is an early grenade warning and take less explosive damage. Bonus, the fuse of the MK2 fragmentation is reset on a throwback. And it's available after Armored Prestige 1. I think that's pretty sweet that you can pick it up and throw it again. But I don't know if someone can actually throw it back if they have Hunker as well. That's kind of like a cancel out type situation. Then we have the Mountain Prestige 1 that's available after that. Is inconspicuous, quieter movement, and walk fast while crouched. I think that right there would probably be pretty decent. I actually made a mistake. Flanker, you don't move quietly. I said you move quietly. You do move quickly. Here's where you actually move quietly. You have quieter movement and walk fast while crouched. See, that's where I messed up. And I think that would be the one where if you felt like being a little nasty and just sneaking up on people, that's the one you would use. And then when it comes to concuss, take a British N69 as a tactical and an extra piece of lethal equipment. So that basically give you, I guess, 2 grenades, if that's what it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that a... I'm not sure. I haven't really even looked at the equipment on here. I'm not even going to lie. I just make sure I have a grenade and roll with it. I don't care if it's a frag or if it's a Simtex. That's just what I go with, and it's available after Expeditionary Prestige 1. So that is all the basic trainings. You can put them in a lot of different combinations with different divisions. If you had to pick one, which one would you use? But if you have multiple, you can name them as well. But if you find them ones that are absolutely useless, please let me know which ones you think that is. And I actually use Ordnance the most. That's what I've been using the most. Because as I said, I'll always die right before I get my kill streaks, so it really helps out. So with that being said, that was the video, guys. I just wanted to make this here. You know, it's some basic training, something I haven't really looked at, and I know a lot of people haven't, and a lot of people haven't had the game yet and been able to dig into this kind of stuff, and I just figured I'd throw this video up and help some people out, and, you know, maybe give them a shot at something different. So with that being said, folks, I hope you liked the video. Please drop a like, and please subscribe for more content of Call of Duty World War II. I'm out. Peace.